Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. Thought I'd do something a little bit different, start things off outside on my way to the cinema. Today you're going to see a film called Honey Don't, starring Margaret Qualley, Audrey Plaza, Charlie Day and the ever charismatic Chris Evans. And so yeah, that's the film we're going to see today. Hopefully it's good. Here the reviews are pretty decent on it, so slightly different. Don't really know too much about it apart from it's basically a young girl goes missing. Parents find a private investigator to find out what's going on, and turns out she joins this cult, and yeah, chaos ensues after that, from what I understand. So yeah, should be a good film, and off to my local Cineworld. So yeah, weather's a little bit overcast. So yeah, that's the plan for today, and then I'll do the review bit afterwards, after this, and yeah, hopefully it's good. Hair's a mess, but anyway, so yeah, I shall see you guys in a bit. So booked my ticket for that for Friday. Should be a good film. Got my snacks. What's your favourite cinema snack? See what other cool posters they've got. Yeah. Just got Wicked and Downton Abbey. Oh well. Hello there, yes, as you saw in the previous clip there, I just went to go and see the film Honey Don't, starring Margaret Qualley, Audrey Plaza, Charlie Day and also Chris Evans. And the film is basically about a private detective who's on a case to try and find a missing person who's been missing for a while now. She ends up finding her dead in a car crash, seemingly from a car crash to start with, and is basically trying to find out what happened and what led to her death. And she finds during her investigation that she may have been part of a cult church that's in this local town, and taken in by the local church and indoctrinated, and there we go. And so because of being a part of this church, she winds up dead, and then find out during her investigation that the church is actually a front for a drug cartel, a French drug cartel no less, and they are basically bringing in drugs from all over the place and selling them off, but using the church as a front. Then chaos ensues. It is a wild ride. So what did I think of the film? Well, it's a little bit all over the place. It's quirky. It's very sort of experimental in ways that, you know, in terms of like story and characters and all that sort of stuff. Also, it feels like the location that they're in is like the time that man forgot. The area looks like it hasn't been seen since like the 1940s and 50s. It looks very sort of old and outdated, and it is set in the present day, but however, like, they seem to have not got an idea of like which era they want to be in. Like I said, tonally it's all over the place. The characters themselves are from the present day, but talk, dress, their attitude is of a completely different time. You know, 40, they, you know, speak like they're from the 40s, they dress like they're from the 40s and 50s, their attitude from the 50s and 60s, and it's like all sort of bundled up into this present day sort of private detective story. I do find that Margaret Qualley was good, however I felt that her voice and her performance did feel a little bit forced. Charlie Day was okay as the lead detective on same case that she is on. He was very good, although at times I do find that his voice did elevate quite drastically and did get rather annoying at times, which is a bit frustrating. It's like, just tone it down a little bit. Chris Evans is his normal sort of charismatic and charming sort of self in this. He plays a cult leader very well, especially when he's giving his sermons and he's talking about macaroni cheese. All right, which is, yeah, when you see it, you'll know. Audrey Plaza does a very good job at being sort of like the miserable, sort of brooding police officer who's working basically in the equipment locker, I suppose, in the police department, and that's where Margaret Qualley meets her for the first time. They build up a relationship and so on. What I would say is there is a lot of sex. A lot. And, you know, it gets to a point where it's like, over time, dare I say it, it gets boring and doesn't really sort of serve the story after a while. It's almost there just gratuitously just thrown in. And so, you know, gone are the days where it's no longer implied. It's full frontal everything. And so, you know, I prefer like the mystery. I prefer having, you know, the lights turn out and sort of you making up your mind, or the camera just panning away. You know, you want it sort of to be suggestive and sort of implied, not like what you see on the film here. So I kind of think that it kind of does it as a bit of a disservice over time. At first, you know, you think, oh, okay, yeah, that's okay. Is that building somewhere? And then they just keep throwing it in. Also, I do feel that the story does go off on a bit of a tangent. There are multiple different threads going on, and you sort of like, where was, you know, and then they sort of just die, and you don't hear about it again. And so, yeah, I mean, there is a pretty good twist at the end, which is quite good. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag again, but you know, they really swung for the fences on this one. They sort of, you know, went a little bit quirky and, you know, sort of oddball sort of style here. So yeah, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not like amazing by any stretch. But yeah, it's sort of mid-level, I'd say. Tonally, it's all over the place in terms of like where and when and where it's set. So so yeah, I mean, I don't know, some parts of America probably do look like that, where it's like been completely untouched by time and just literally just not been developed, and it's just like completely like a shithole. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think of the film if you've seen it, and you know, I shall see you in the next video. I've got a couple more films that I'm going to be seeing. So tomorrow I'm going to be seeing the new Conjuring Last Rite film, so I'll be doing a review of that, and also The Long Walk, which I'm sort of really looking forward to. A Stephen King novel adaptation that I've never really seen before. So yeah, so a lot of exciting stuff to come. Thank you very much, and I shall see you in the next video.